Emma Stone, 2025. The look consists of a long couture evening gown specifically designed to perfectly match her skin tone in a pale monochrome style featuring a soft fabric that drapes coldly with a completely closed neckline and long sleeves and a pixie haircut pulled back tightly. Look details. The dress is by the House of Louis Vuitton. The fabric used is treated organza silk to give a very faint sheen resembling the texture of skin. The nude color degree was chosen with extreme precision. The look was completely void of prominent jewelry and relied on very natural makeup that almost doesn't show. Look analysis. The aesthetic analysis focuses on the lack of contrast. The dress made Emma look like a body without features under the strong stage lights. Psychologically, the choice expressed a desire for minimalism, but it turned into a look that was gloomy and boring. The absence of colors made her appear like a piece of decor instead of being the star of the show. Critics described the look as an unsuccessful visual disappearance. Rating: 2 out of 10. Billie Eilish, 2022. The look consists of a very massive dress made of dense ruffle layers covering the entire body from the shoulders to the ground, featuring an off-shoulder design with a very long train dragging slowly behind her and dark black hair in a 70s style. Look details. The dress is by the House of Gucci. It was made from endless meters of tulle fabric and recycled black silk. The ruffles were designed randomly to give a massive dramatic volume. The black color was completely matte to absorb the light. The design aimed to blend rock style with Oscar luxury. Look analysis. The visual analysis focuses on volumetric chaos. The dress completely swallowed Billie's small frame. She looked like she was drowning in a pile of fabric. Psychologically, the look expresses fortification and a desire for privacy, but from an aesthetic side, the exaggerated volume made her movement difficult. The absence of any color to break the intensity of the black made the scene look funeral-like more than necessary. Rating: 3 out of 10. Kristen Stewart, 2022. The look consists of a set consisting of a short black blazer jacket with very short hot pants from the same fabric underneath. She wore a white shirt with a very deep neckline left open down to the waist with classic black stiletto heels and messy side-parted hair. Look details. The outfit is by the House of Chanel as she is a brand ambassador for the house. The fabric is luxurious silk satin. The shorts were specifically designed to be the shortest piece of clothing on the Oscars red carpet. The shirt was made of very thin transparent chiffon. The look intentionally broke all traditional formal dress protocols. Look analysis. The aesthetic analysis focuses on rebellion. Kristen wanted to reflect her rock personality. Psychologically, the look was a cry against feminine stereotypes, but visually the look appeared not formal at all, as if she were going to a private concert. The absence of a gown on her Oscar nomination night was considered a lack of respect for the prestige of the occasion. Rating: 4 out of 10. Bjork, 2001. The look consists of a short dress made of feather layers with a long swan neck extending from it wrapping around her neck while the swan's head rests on her chest. She was carrying industrial eggs to place on the ground. Look details. The dress is designed by Margot Robbie. The swan's body was manufactured from stuffed fabric to give a three-dimensional shape. The feathers were natural and hand-fixed on layers of transparent tulle. The dress blends surrealist art with strange fashion design. 2 copies of it were made because it was impossible to clean. Look analysis. The aesthetic analysis focuses on extreme surrealism. Bjork was not aiming for elegance, rather she was presenting a shocking performance art. Psychologically, the look reflects her rebellious soul, but in the context of the Oscars the look appeared funny and childish. The swan turned into a global sarcastic meme. Critics ranked it as the strangest and worst look of all time. Rating: 1 out of 10. Chloé Zhao's look at the 2026 Oscars. The look of director Chloé Zhao at the 2026 Academy Awards is considered one of the most talked about. She opted for a dramatic, mysterious appearance that drew significant attention on the red carpet. Look details. The Raven look. Designer: a custom gown by Gabriella Hearst. Description: a long, black leather dress in a vampy goth design, featuring wide sleeves and precise geometric details. The highlight: she donned a long, sheer black head and face veil, complementing the look with Bulgari diamond jewelry. Rating: 3 out of 10. Gwyneth Paltrow, 2002. The look consists of a dress of 2 connected pieces. The upper part is completely transparent. in a black hand-knitted style. And the lower part is a very massive skirt, made of black taffeta fabric with a low waist. She adopted dark makeup and braided hair. Look details: the dress is by the house of Alexander McQueen. The upper part did not contain any internal support, which revealed a lot under the camera flashes. The skirt was very heavy and noticeably wrinkled. The black color was dull and gave no brilliance. This look came a few years after her big success. Look analysis: the visual analysis focuses on the lack of balance. The failure to choose the right coordination made the look appear immodest in an off-putting way. Psychologically, Gwyneth wanted to try the sharp Gothic style, but the results were catastrophic. The hair and makeup made her look harsh and tired. The look completely lacked the element of glamour. Rating: 2 out of 10. Uma Thurman, 2004. The look consists of a loose white dress in a layer style, decorated with gold and blue embroideries, featuring a wide neckline and loose sleeves, with a blue scarf wrapped around the waist in a random unorganized way. Look details: the dress is by the house of Christian Lacroix. It was designed to be a simulation of old European folklore clothes. The embroidery was manual with colored silk threads. The fabric was a blend of cotton and linen, which made it wrinkle very easily. The look aimed to provide a refined bohemian appearance. Look analysis: the aesthetic analysis focuses on distraction. The dress contained many conflicting elements. Psychologically, the look gave an impression of being unprepared. Critics likened Uma to a waitress in a rural restaurant or a participant in a folk festival. Instead of appearing as a strong heroine, she appeared with a weak look that did not suit her stature. Rating: 3 out of 10. Lady Gaga, 2015. The look consists of a massive white haute couture gown with a high neck and prominent wide shoulders, featuring fine silver embroideries covering the fabric entirely. The most shocking element was the thick red gloves, which resemble heavy-duty work gloves. Look details: the dress is designed by Azzedine Elia. It took more than 1,600 hours to make, with the participation of 25 tailors. The fabric was an artistic masterpiece of French embroidery. The red gloves were made of luxurious leather. This was Gaga's first appearance in this unique design. Look analysis: the visual analysis focuses on the coordination shock. The dress alone was wonderful and perfect, but the gloves completely destroyed the scene. Psychologically, Gaga wanted to add her usual strange touch, but the result was global mockery. Pictures of her spread while she was washing dishes. The gloves were so thick that they hit her wrist and made her hands look laughably massive. Rating: 5 out of 10. Charlize Theron, 2010. The look consists of an evening gown in light lilac color, with a tight mermaid cut, featuring 2 massive roses made of fabric. They were placed directly over the chest area, with a long train draping from the bottom. Look details: the dress is by the house of Dior Haute Couture. It was made of silk and thin satin fabric. The roses were in a slightly darker color to give visual depth to the design. The design relied on structural drama at the top. Charlize adopted a side hairstyle and soft diamond jewelry. Look analysis: the aesthetic analysis focuses on poor visual placement. The location of the roses was distracting and awkward to look at, making everyone focus on the chest instead of the beauty of the dress or the star's face. Psychologically, the look expresses a desire to innovate, but it lacked refined taste. Critics described the look as a geometrical disaster. Rating: 4 out of 10. Anne Hathaway, 2013. The look consists of a long and simple gown made of satin in a very pale pink color, featuring a completely open back with crisscross straps and a high neck. The major problem was in the stitching of the chest area, which protruded sharply and awkwardly. Look details: the dress is by the house of Prada, and changed her mind at the last minute. The satin fabric was very thin and did not contain any internal lining. The necklace she wore was reversed to hang down on her open back, which was the most beautiful move in the outfit. Look analysis: the visual analysis focuses on this stitching error. The protrusion in the chest area sparked a wide media buzz. Psychologically and felt stressed because of the sudden dress change. The dress from the front appeared boring and old, and from the back it looked wonderful. And apologized later and considered this dress the biggest mistake in her career. Rating, 4 out of 10. Tyra Banks, 2000. The look consists of a very massive and puffy dress made of layers of tulle fabric in shiny purple, featuring a tight corset bodice with a skirt that occupies a very wide space on the red carpet. Look details: the dress reflected the exaggerated late 90s taste. The purple color was loud with a cheap shine. The fabric used was of the stiff type which shows wrinkles clearly. Tyra wore a shawl from the same fabric which increased the chaos and volume of the look. Look analysis: the aesthetic analysis focuses on unjustified exaggeration. Tyra looked like Barbie in an old cardboard box. Psychologically, the look expresses a love for appearance and showmanship. But the Oscars require more sophistication. Critics likened it to stage curtains or a bath loofah. The volume made her look like she was floating over the fabric. The lack of symmetry made the view uncomfortable for the eye. Rating, 2 out of 10. Tell us what was the worst look in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive everything new.